Last week, you analyzed a text in the ways that you read about. This is a very useful exercise in helping you to think through your own writing process as you develop your ideas. After all, every writing situation involves the same elements. You communicate a thesis or main idea about a subject to an audience of readers for a specific purpose. When you start a writing assignment, maybe you won't know your idea or purpose at first. That's okay. Step one is to figure it out. How do you figure it out? It's really a matter of asking the right questions. First, what is your subject? You should choose something that you care about enough to really invest in. If you don't care about your subject, your audience will be able to tell. You may have to brainstorm for a while before you think of something, but do it anyway. It's worth it. Second, what is your purpose for writing? Are you trying to give information, to entertain, or to persuade? Sometimes you may have more than one purpose, and that's okay too. Figure out what you're trying to accomplish. Third, figure out your target audience. Who are you communicating to? Is it me? Is it your classmates? Americans in general, foreign exchange students? You have to think through how your message will be received, and that requires thinking about who the receiver is. After you've determined your subject, your purpose, and your audience, it's time to start narrowing your ideas down to a specific thesis or main idea. When I say main idea, I mean the point of your writing. When you read something, you expect there to be a point to it, right? Well, your readers expect the same thing. Your thesis isn't the same as your subject, though. It's more specific. Consider the ghost story, which we read last week. The subject was divorce. The thesis, though, was more specific. Something more like, ending a relationship can feel like leaving a previous life. I want you to try to have a specific thesis or main idea like this for everything you write, even if you don't state it explicitly. Next, let's talk about the structure of an essay. Everything you write should have 3 parts: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. The introduction is meant to grab the reader's attention and to inform them of the main idea of what they are about to read. The body is the meat of the thing, where you give your information or the bulk of your story or argument. And the conclusion performs a quick review of your main points, emphasizes your main idea once more, and leaves the reader with a final impression. You should always have an introductory paragraph, a body section with at least 3 paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. Every essay I get from you better have at least 5 paragraphs, and that's the bare minimum. I really doubt that you'll be able to communicate effectively in only 5 paragraphs, but it's theoretically possible, and I want at least that much from you in your essays. I don't like to think of this stage as pre-writing, because you're mostly just thinking through your ideas at this point. When approaching an essay, ask, what's your subject? What's your purpose? Who's your audience? Make sure that you have answers for these questions before you start writing. I promise that it will make your job, and mine, a lot easier.